Yes, students, we have now the next video, that is video number 3. In this what we are going to discuss is the types of chemical reactions. Types of chemical reactions. There are few types of chemical reactions. First one is a combination reaction. Combination reaction. The term itself defines that A plus B is AB. Element A combines with element B to form AB. So, two elements combine together to form a compound. We call it as a combination reaction. For example, carbon plus oxygen. We get here carbon dioxide. Same combination I will take. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon monoxide. The reaction seems to be very interesting because elements are same and we get two different products. Two different elements to form one single product is called as the combination reaction. Here what you see, one atom of carbon combines with two atoms of oxygen to form carbon dioxide, which is a gas. Here it is very clearly understood that balancing is not required. One atom of carbon, two atoms of oxygen. But see the second case. Carbon combines with oxygen to form carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, which is also a gas. That means here we have only one atom of carbon, we have one atom of oxygen. So this is not a balanced equation. So we have to make this equation a balanced equation. That means in the right hand side we have two atoms of oxygen, means we will put it as 2 so that 2 oxygen is balanced here. Oxygen 2, oxygen. Now carbon is not only here, we have here 2 carbon atoms. So make it. So two elements produces one single product is called as the combination reaction. This is the LHS side and this is the RHS side. LHS side we call it as the reactants and the RHS side we call it as the product. That means reactants, that means these two elements are supposed to react with each other and form a product. Means two different elements combine together to form a single product. A single compound is called as a combination reactions. Here is a simple example. Second one is a decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. What does this mean? Decomposition. Decompose means to split. Here two elements are combined together to forming a compound. Here one compound is splitting into two different elements. That means AB is splitting into A plus B. AB is a big compound. It's breaking down into two compounds, that is A and B. We call it as a decomposition reaction. So we can take an example for this. For example, calcium carbonate. CaCO3. To split this calcium carbonate, you require heat. That too should be at a temperature of 1000 degrees centigrade or 1000 degrees Celsius to break down this calcium carbonate. That means when you break down, you heat this to a temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius, it breaks down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. dioxide gas is formed. Calcium carbonate, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. That means in this reaction, a compound is split into two different compounds, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Balancing also is very clear, one atom of calcium, one atom of calcium. Oxygen, here we have 3 atoms, here we have 1 plus 2, 3 atoms. Here we have carbon 1 atom, here we have carbon 1 atom. Balanced chemical equations. That means heat is being supplied into this reaction. Heat is supplied for breaking down this calcium carbonate into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. That means this type of reaction, when the heat is given to the reaction, we call it as endothermic reaction. We call it as endothermic reaction. Whenever a heat is supplied into the reaction, we call it as endothermic reaction. So this calcium carbonate is split down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now, this decomposition reaction also have few types. First one is thermochemical, or we can call it as thermolysis. L-Y-S-I-S. Thermolysis. Same example we can take for that. That means CaCO3. Thermal means what? We call it as thermal. Thermal means heat. And lysis, breakdown. Same thing. Means CaO plus CO2. This is a thermal equation. Thermal chemical reaction or thermolysis means heat is supplied into this reaction to break down this into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Lysis means to break. Second one is photochemical. Or you can say it as photolysis. Photo means light. That means, suppose I take silver bromide under the presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, this will decompose. That means silver bromide will decompose into silver and bromine. So these type of reactions where sunlight is required to split silver bromide into silver and bromine, we call it as photochemical reaction or photolysis. Again, photolysis means breakdown. Here also the balance is required. We have 2 atoms we have, here only we have only 1 atom. So we will put 2 as coefficient. So Br2, you have 2 Ag, so we have to put here balanced chemical reaction. Third one is very simple, that is electrochemical. Electrochemical, or we can call it as electrolysis. That means electro means passing electric current. That means if we pass current into water, means should be impure, because distilled water will not produce ions. It will break down into hydrogen plus oxygen, where both are gases. Now here H2 balanced, O2, here only 2, we have to put here 2, so becomes 4 atoms of hydrogen, here we have 2. So this is electrochemical reaction where when we pass electric current to water, this water will decompose into gases, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So these are all the few examples of decomposition reaction. require thermal energy, heat is required. To break a compound into two different compounds, photochemical reactions where sunlight is required. To decompose silver bromide to silver and bromine. Third one is electrochemical or electrolysis. When we pass electric current to water, this gives out hydrogen and oxygen. These are the few examples of decomposition reaction. Now, I hope you have understood it or should have a thorough practice whenever we are dealing with chemical reactions, because practice only will lead you to the perfection. So, whenever we are learning about chemistry, the first important thing is you have to practice the reactions just like you practice mathematics. So that is where the success will come when you learn chemistry. Third reaction is the displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. So first reaction was combination reactions. Second one was the decomposition reaction. Third one is the displacement reaction. Here you might be getting bored, so let's have some fun as far as chemistry is concerned. So keep it in mind what I am writing a mimics on the board, which you can summarize it in your memory and keep it in your memory so that the chemistry will be easy for you. This mimics is related to reactivity series. Reactivity series. I just want to take you, before I go to this displacement reaction, it is always better if you know the reactivity series. So let us have some fun like this. I'll write a sequence here. See the sequence. Please stop calling me. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. I like her. Call smart goat. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. I like her. Call smart goat. That poor zebra, it looks very beautiful with the black and the white lashes on its body. But see the sympathy or see the feelings of this poor animal. Being so beautiful, he doesn't want to be called a zebra. He wants somebody else to call him goat. But that goat should be smart. But the goat should be smart. So in this way you can remember this. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. I like her. Call smart goat. Now the purpose what I have written in this, to make you very clearly understand the reactivity series, which is very very important in chemistry, to make a chemical reaction or make a chemical equation. Please, P means it represents for potassium, K. Stop, sodium. Calling, calcium. Me, magnesium. A, aluminium. C, carbon. Zebra, Zn, zinc. I means iron, Fe. Like lead, Pb, plumber. Her, hydrogen. Call, copper. Smart, silver. Goat, gold. Latin name is Kalium, so that's why we are thinking. Sodium Na, because natrium Na. C for calcium, M for magnesium, A for aluminum, C for carbon, Z for zinc, I for iron or ferrous, like L for lead, that is plumbum, Pb, hair for hydrogen, Col for again copper, smart silver, gold. This is okay. Once you remember this, entire thing will be easy for you. That means, see here, from potassium to aluminium, these are all metals. All are high activity. These all comes under highly activity series. That means, whenever these metals are treated with anything, the reaction is very fast. The reaction is very quick. Instantaneous reaction begins. See from here, cute carbon to copper. It is moderate reaction, or we can call it as moderate reactivity. Carbon to copper, moderate reactivity. Last I have not written, mercury can come, platinum can come. This one is less reactivity. So this is how I have framed the sequence, like high reactivity, that is potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, moderate reactivity, carbon, zinc, iron, ferrous, lead, hydrogen, copper. Then less reactivity, silver, gold. That means these are in the decreasing order. These are in the decreasing order of their activity series, reactivity series. So you should remember this. If you remember this, entire thing will be easy for you. For example, before I start the displacement reaction, I am giving you a small reaction. Copper plus ferrous sulfate will give you copper sulfate plus ferrous. This is one reaction. Another one is, I am changing to here and there. Fe plus CuSO4, that means ferrous plus copper sulfate gives you ferrous sulfate plus copper. Both reactions looks to be same, and both reactions looks like for us that it is correct reactions. But one of them is a wrong reaction and the other one is a correct reaction. How we can come to know? Only if you are perfect in this reactivity series, you will be able to understand which reaction is correct and which reaction is wrong. That means learning that reactivity series is the most important part in the chemistry to get into the perfection. Here you see copper is reacting with ferrous sulfate. Where is this copper situated there? Here, down. Where is ferrous situated? Above copper. Who is more reactive than out of these two? Ferrous, iron is more reactive than copper. Ferrous is more reactive than copper. So this fellow copper will not be able to displace ferrous. No. Because copper is less reactive than iron, ferrous. Copper will not be able to displace or remove ferrous from ferrous sulfate. So this reaction is absolutely nonsense, wrong. No sense at all for that reaction, because our reactivity series say copper is less reactive than iron. So this reaction is absolutely wrong. But see this reaction. Ferrous it is highly reactive than copper. So this iron will say copper, get out of this place, out from here, and it is separated. And this ferrous will come and join with the sulfate, forming ferrous sulfate. Copper will be displaced out. So this is the right reactions if we know the reactivity series. That is the most important thing what we have to remember when you are learning a displacement reaction series. So this is what about the displacement reaction is. Now we know that if we know the reactivity series, we will be able to frame any reactions. For example, you can say sodium is much reactive than, potassium is much reactive than sodium. That means potassium is greater than sodium, sodium is greater than calcium, calcium is greater than magnesium, and so on. That means here in this series, potassium is highly reactive and gold is the least reactive in this reactivity series. By knowing this reactive series, we will be able to frame any displacement reaction. Correct? For example, zinc reacts with HCl, we get zinc chloride plus hydrogen. I am taking the same reaction again and again because you will be familiar with the reaction. Here what is it? Zinc. Where is zinc? Zebra, zinc. This is more reactive than hydrogen H. So this can displace hydrogen. That is why this reaction is correct, because zinc will say to hydrogen, get out of this place and comes here. Zinc will combine with the chlorine. Zinc chloride and hydrogen. One example for displacement reactions. So many examples are there, thousands of reactions are there, I can let you know, but you should understand the activity series to frame many chemical reactions. Next one, I hope you understand the displacement reaction. Next one is the double displacement. Double displacement reaction. So, when I write here double displacement, means the earlier displacement reaction what we have done is a single displacement. For example, Zn plus HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Here only one. This zinc is able to displace only one hydrogen. So we call it as a displacement reaction. Now here the system is different now. This is a double displacement reaction. Why double? Let us take an example. Sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4. Let us make it to react with barium chloride, which will give you sodium chloride plus barium sulfate. We have already seen this activity earlier. This is a precipitate. Now see this, what is happening here? Sodium coming and joining with the chlorine, becoming NaCl like this, in this direction. Next reaction is barium is coming and joining with the sulfate, barium sulfate. Double, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this type of reactions we call it as a double displacement reaction. We can take so many reactions are there. For example, silver nitrate. Let us make it to react with the sodium chloride. No. Na2Cl2. Balancing you can see here Na2, here Ba is there, Cl2 is there. So this is that's it. AgNO3 plus NaCl. See here, Ag will go and join with the Cl because this is metal plus NO3 minus, Na plus, chlorine minus. AgCl, silver chloride, and this will come and go. That is Na. So this is also double displacement reaction, where silver goes combines with Cl to form silver chloride. Here AgCl is an insoluble substance present in the solution. That is why we call it as precipitate. Silver goes to joins with chlorine to form silver chloride, Na comes to joins with to form NO3, we call it as NaNO3. So we get here two, that is AgCl and NaNO3. So this type of reactions is called as a double displacement reaction. Many of them may be having a doubt how this NO3, for example NO3, H, I write here minus. Why I write here minus? Negative radical. Take the valency. Nitrogen is minus 3. Plus oxygen is minus 2. 3 atoms of oxygen into 3. Nitrogen valency is minus 3. Oxygen valency is minus 2. Oxygen is 3 atoms. Minus 2 into 3. Minus 3 plus minus 2 into 3. Minus 6. This becomes minus 3, minus 6, minus 9. When you get a higher number, you add it with 8, you get minus 1. That is what it is showing, minus 1. Come to oxygen, hydroxide or hydroxyl. Oxygen valency 2, non-metal minus 2, plus hydrogen is plus 1. That is minus 2 plus 1. That will become, what is that? Oxygen is minus 2, yes. Will become minus 1. So this way that we will learn it later also. Just for an example, I have told you why NO3 is always minus 1. Hydroxyl or hydroxides are minus 1. Why it comes? This is the root. So we should know about the valency to show that these are the negative radicals and which are the positive radicals. You will learn it in the later videos.